So today's film suggestion is Tricolors, Blue, White and Red by Krzysztof Kieślowski, the great Polish filmmaker. These are some of the greatest films ever made in cinema history. It is a human document which self-reflective, which reflects into our souls. This is a fantastic films, which move you, which touch you, which what is really cinema all about. And if you look at cinema history, I think this will come in the top 50 films of all time. And this is what all good cinema is about. Uh, the power to touch human souls, the power to touch human beings, and also the form, the way it has been made. Essentially, you cannot separate all good cinema. You cannot separate form from the content. It has to gel together. It has to intermingle together. So this film has this kind of quality. So these are great films, and this Blue, White and Red, this trilogy is based on the French national flag. Now, of blue, white and red. Blue stands for freedom, white stands for equality, and red stands for brotherhood, fraternity. Now, these are the themes of the film, of the flag. But what is the trademark of Kieślowski is he takes such themes and he just twists it around on its head. In these three films, with three different stories, he is asking questions about freedom, equality, and brotherhood. And what is also fantastic about this film is these films is that the last scene is common in red of all these films. This has not been done in cinema history before. The ending of these three films is common. Also, there is a shot of one film in the other. So yeah, this is the film suggestion, and we are going to watch it, Cinema Satsang. That's why we are on the road at Bombay Heart Society. Three films back to back, Blue, White and Red. And we'll also tell you about each film briefly later. So we just saw the first part of the Tricolors Blue. Now what should I say? The theme is of freedom. Blue stands for freedom. What happens in the film is that Juliette Binoche loses her husband and daughter in a car accident, and the whole film is about her loss, her attempt to deal with the loss. It's about her own inner world. It's about just this one character and her attempts to deal with that big devastation which has happened in her life. Now, is it possible for her to be free? Is it possible for human beings to be free, to find freedom? Can we have freedom from our memories? She leaves everything and she goes away. She leaves everything, her house, her belongings, and she goes and lives, anonymously. But is it possible to get rid of our memories, of everything we were ever attached to? Is it really possible for human beings to be free from pain, from loss, from memories? So that is the question which Kieślowski is posing. And this film is about this journey of the inner world of this character. So it's to shoot that pain, that inner side of the character is so difficult. How do you show? You can easily show drama. You can easily show things which are happening outside. But how do you show things which are happening inside? One example is a shot of a sugar cube, which the character puts it in the coffee cup, and slowly the sugar cube dissolves in the coffee cup. There is a Kieślowski interview in which he says that
polega to po prostu na tym, że staramy się pokazać świat bohaterki z jej punktu widzenia. Staramy się zobaczyć, że ona patrzy na rzeczy małe, drobne, blisko siebie, skupiona na tych rzeczach, po to, żeby powiedzieć, że nie obchodzi ją to, co jest dalej.
He kept that shot for 20 seconds, not more, not less, because after that time, so that attention span, after that the audience might have got bored, or but he needs that time. He needs that time for the character's inner self to come out. So overall, a beautiful film. Mind you, it's not a very. It is a sad film, but it is not. It is not pessimistic. It is not negative. There is a lot of hope in the end. So please watch this fantastic, beautiful film. A great screenplay, fantastic screenplay, and beautiful transitions, and one of the best climaxes in cinema history. And fantastic performance by Juliette Binoche. Her face says so much, and the transitions are just mind-blowing. The music, the background score, and how it has been used. When someone looks at the score and points the finger at the score, then the background music starts playing. So these are just some of the elements of this great film which we are watching right now, Tricolors Blue, in Bombay Art Society. Now we move in to see Tricolors White. Thank you. So we just saw Tricolors White. The theme of Tricolors White is of equality. This guy from Poland, he's in France. The film starts like that, and he's married to this beautiful actress, Julie Delpy. And of course, she's beautiful, but also a fantastic actress. And this actor, who is playing the role of Carol, is fantastic. He has a chaplainist quality about him. So they are married, but due to some stress, he is temporarily impotent, and the marriage is not consummated. So she files for divorce, and it is very devastating for him. And he doesn't want to leave her. He loves her a lot, but she leaves him, and he is bankrupt and on the streets of Paris, feeling very cold. And then he is somehow he goes back to Poland, and he plans his revenge, and then he takes his revenge. And so the question which the director is asking in this film is that when we take revenge, when we get back at someone, does it make us equal to that person? So that is the question which the director is raising through this film. And it's a fantastic film, beautiful film. It's a comedy, it's a black comedy. It's not as serious as Blue, a lot of fun. And one of the best things about these three films is the production design. You see how the color blue is used, white is used, and red is used in the films, in almost every frame. So there is a great collaboration in the script and the visuals. What you write and what you see, it has to be completely, it completely goes together, gel together, and it requires meticulous planning, the production design. So overall, the theme, the acting, the production design, the screenplay, and again, the music is fantastic. And they use this pseudonym, the music director and director, they have created a pseudonym, and in Blue also, they had this fictitious music composer called Bodenmeier. So we just saw White, and it's a lovely film, entertaining film. So this is the second part of the trilogy. Now we are going to watch Tricolors Red. So we saw the third part, Tricolors Red. Now this film gives a closure to the whole tri-series, blue, white and red. And the theme is brotherhood, which means that the Kieślowski tells us, Kieślowski feels and he portrays that all of us are connected to each other in some way. There is a connection between all of humanity, and somehow we are connected to each other. And this is the underlying theme of many more of his films, that there is a connection, there is a bond. Like in this film, a bond develops between a young model and a retired judge who has become a cynic and is facing his own issues in life. And then later on, she gets hooked on to a younger judge who has his own problems, and after his own uh, failed affair, hooks on, gets connected to this girl. So there is a lot of like a very intricate wiring and connections, and also there are several motifs used in his films which keep on coming again and again in these, like a old woman putting a bottle in the dustbin, and several motifs are repeated in tricolors as well as in other films. Like all the three films start from the underground, under the earth and under the water. So yes, so all of us are connected with each other. Human beings are connected to each other, and our goal should be decided and discussed in that light. And wonderful actors are there in this film. Irene Jacob, the beautiful Irene Jacob, she's a great actress. And recently I saw her in a Netflix series, As Lovely as Ever. And she was there in another Kieślowski film called The Double Life of Veronique. And the great actor Jean-Louis Trintignant is there in this film, whom we have seen in My Night at Maud's and A Man and a Woman, and recently Amor, Michael Haneke's Amor. Jean-Louis Trintignant, fantastic actor, fantastic performances. And I think this series is a landmark in cinema history, in cinematic art, both in terms of form and in content, and in terms of screenplay, which all film students and filmmakers can study. And Kieślowski wanted to lead a retired life after making these films. He wanted to live a peaceful retired life. He didn't want to make any films after this. Unfortunately, Kieślowski could not lead a retired life because he passed away soon after completing this trilogy. He passed away after making these films and maybe serving his purpose for cinema history. So please watch this film, those who have not seen this film, because we came to see ourselves, we came to see this film for us, and we also came to see this film for y'all, because we could give you the suggestion of watching tricolors, white, red and blue. So please like, share, subscribe and hit the bell icon for more film suggestions like these in the open, beautiful air